everybody. Welcome to Live at 5.
We're live at 5.
Yes, I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
I'm Paul Wontorek, and we have a lot of news, and we have a great guest. Who's our guest today?
We do. We have Juliet Earls from PUFFS joining us in a little
Off-Broadway
bit.
smash.
Yes.
But we have a lot of news.
Yeah.
Because we actually have some news from Friday too that I don't want to forget about that stuff.
Yeah.
The biggest news that everyone was sort of flipping out about is Hercules.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so
why has this taken so
Alan
long?
Menken, right? Alan Menken said in
yeah.
an interview that they're actually developing a stage version of the animated movie Hercules, which features a score by Alan Menken and David Zippel, who we love, who also wrote City of Angels and The Goodbye Girl. And you know, the internet went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 14. I was 14 when Hercules came out, and I went nuts. Like Hercules.
Do you like big, muscular, animated heroes?
One could say.
I
do. Yeah. No, it was a big moment for me. Hercules.
And so obviously, Go the Distance was sort of like the big song.
Yeah, Zero to Hero.
But Go the Distance got the Oscar nomination.
Yes,
I know Zero to Hero is like the more fun song. I get it. But it had a lot of Broadway voices. Roger Bart sang Go the Distance, and like Susan Egan, Lilias White, Roz Ryan, LaShans.
Yes.
They all did
Danny
voices.
DeVito.
Yep. And so this is going to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Yeah.
Well, so the funny thing about this is when Anastasia was starting up, I went and interviewed the whole cast, and I asked them all, dream big, like which other animated movie do you want to see on stage? And Derek Klena
he picked Hercules.
Said this is like his dream role.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he has the body, he has the voice.
He does. Maybe he just pulled the dream out of him.
I don't know, maybe the whole thing was inspired by my video. Maybe Alan Menken was like, you know what, yes, we have to do this, we have to do this. So anyway, sit tight, there's no plan for when this is happening, but it is in the works.
Super exciting.
And that's going to be a good casting call.
Oh, that'll be great.
That should be a TV show to find Hercules. Let's do that.
I will watch every minute of that.
Robin Herder, who I adore, because she was Marty in the Laura Osnes Grease.
Yes,
and she was fabulous, and
so
she's
funny.
Clyde Owl's wife, and they have a son who's adorable. Anyway, she joined the Council of Chicago a while ago in the ensemble, and understudying I think Roxy Hart and Mama Morton both, and she's going on. From next week, from the 14th to the 18th, at the Ambassador Theater, you can see Robin Herder as Roxy Hart. She's fabulous, so I would recommend going to see her. And then after that, on the 20th, Charlotte Dubois is taking over the role, and I think I think she knows the role.
Yeah,
I think she's performed
a
it a
little
few thousand
familiar
times.
with it. Yeah.
She's incredible too. So anyway, if you see Chicago in the next few weeks, you're in good hands with Roxy Hart.
You've got a good Roxy no matter what.
If you're dating Roxy Hart, you're screwed. Ryan, why aren't we going to LA for the Sondheim on Sondheim thing? Because I've never realized how badly I want to see Sondheim on Sondheim again. But I really do. They're doing it at the Hollywood Bowl.
They are.
And today we found out that Jonathan Groff has joined.
Who?
This Jonathan Groff. You know his work. And Sarah Uriarty Berry, who sings to me every day because I listen to the Taboo cast recording, and she sings "Safe in the City" to me every day. She's in it. Philip Boykin, who we love. And the other cast we already knew was Matt Morrison, Carmen Cusack, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Ruth Ann Miles Lewis, Claiborne Elder, Saleha Pfeiffer, who I don't know, but I'm sure she's lovely, and Vanessa Williams, who was in the show on Broadway.
Yes.
She did it on Broadway. So that's July 23rd, the Hollywood Bowl, and what are we getting? What are we doing?
We just need a company excursion out there.
Company trip. Is that going to be the official company retreat?
Yes. Yeah.
We're just going to go to Hollywood.
Sold.
They're doing Follies at the National Theater.
Yes.
With Imelda Staunton and Janie D. And then it was announced on Friday that doesn't start till August 22nd at the National, and then you can see it in movie theaters on November 16th. So you don't actually have to fly to London.
I love this. Like these live productions just going in theaters.
It saves us a lot of money on plane tickets.
It does.
You don't have to worry about it. You're going to see it in the movie theater. You're going to see it up close.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool. Jeremy Irons may be doing Long Day's Journey into Night in London early next year at Wyndham's Theatre with Leslie Manville. So sit tight for that. They're doing As You Like It.
Yeah, this sounds fascinating.
So they're doing it at the Bay Street Theater, and then they're also supposed to do it at the Classic Stage Company.
Right.
And John Doyle is directing, and he, of course, is the artistic director of CSC now. So they just announced that at Bay Street, where it starts August 8th, it will star Ellen Burstyn, who's like an icon.
She is.
And Andre DeShields. of Big Black Man from Full Monty. I'm just trying to relate everything to cast recordings.
And they're like playing instruments.
Well, yeah. And Hannah Cabell, and yeah, they're all like playing instruments. So Ellen Burstyn did, because John Doyle, this used to be his thing.
Yeah, right.
You know, because he of course did the Sweeney Todd where he had Patti LuPone on the tuba. So he knows of making divas do amazing things on instruments, and now Ellen Burstyn will be doing that. So that'll be at the Bay Street Theater, which is in Sag Harbor in Long Island, August 8th to September 3rd. Now, what do you know of Alice in Chains? What do you know of Soundgarden?
Like
what do you know of grunge music, Ryan?
Like these were big 90s. Yeah, people were really into these guys.
So apparently the Seattle Rep is developing a 90s grunge musical featuring this music. And Matt Schatz, a playwright, is working on it. And I'm sure most people listening have no idea what any of this means, but go listen to some of this music on YouTube and figure out what it is, because maybe it'll come to Broadway, and then you're going to want to know what grunge music is.
And some people say like the 90s was like, you know, this renaissance for this kind of music, right? Like that's, it's really important.
Do you remember the movie Singles?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was like, wasn't that like the pop culture moment for the scene, the Seattle grunge scene?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Wikipedia that and get ready for this.
Chasing Rainbows. Do you know about this?
No.
This is something that I'm looking forward to. I wanted to see it. They did it at Goodspeed last year.
I remember that.
And they did it earlier than that. They did it at Flat Rock Playhouse in North Carolina. This is a musical about Judy Garland, about how Frances Gumm became Judy Garland. And I think there's a lot of stuff in there about The Wizard of Oz and filming The Wizard of Oz.
Which you're obsessed with, The Wizard of Oz.
I'm obsessed with anything Wizard of Oz. So Mark Aceto, who's a very talented book writer, is working on this show. Matt Lenz is directing it. Dennis Jones, who just had a Tony nomination, is choreographing. And David Libby is doing the music. They're doing a reading. So they've done it at a few regional spots, and now they're doing an industry reading on Thursday and Friday, featured in the cast. Michael Wartella. Of Broadway.com's video blog. Jason Daniele, Karen Mason, Michael McCormick, Max Von Essen, Sally Wilford, Sophie Knapp, and little Ruby, I think it's Rakos, who did the role of Judy Garland at Goodspeed. So, that's kind of exciting.
That sounds great.
The industry is holding their breath to see what happens with that one. They're doing the Red Shoes at the City Center with Matthew. Matthew Bourne is choreographing it. You're not going to know really any of the stars, but it's all dancers. It's like dance stars. Ashley Shaw, who did the show in London. New York City Ballet principal Sarah Mearns has a juicy role in it. And then a lot of fabulous dancers. And it'll be at City Center October 26th through November 5th.
Wow.
Yep. Shoshana Bean. There's a lot. I told you there's a lot of news.
Shoshana
We're almost done. You know Shoshana Bean.
Oh, I mean,
that girl can sing.
Yes.
She can sing.
Yeah.
She's working on a 4th album. She's made a lot of albums.
I didn't realize.
And she's done a lot of like R&B and like pop and that type of stuff. But this time she wants to do a big band. I didn't mean to say big band, but a big band album.
Yeah.
So she's in like a modern twist on big band.
Oh, that sounds great.
So she's looking for some coins to get this done. It's on Pledge Music. You can find the link on Broadway.com. But the funny thing about it is she's like, you know how when you pledge for these crowdfunding things, you get gifts.
Well,
she'll go to see a show with you. Yeah, you can go hang out with her. She'll make a YouTube video with you. There's all kinds of things. So check that out.
Better be funded by.
And I'm excited because she's a great singer, and this is like a great combination of like the kind of music I would love to see her do more of. So that's cool.
Well done.
The Lightning Thief has a cast album. Chris McCarroll.
Yes.
Was here talking about it. That's out now. And there's a Squigs. Justin Robertson did a Squigs for who?
For Brendan Urie of Kinky Boots.
Yes, so that's available. And then finally The Grosses came out, and it was a huge week for Dear Evan
Of course.
Hansen.
Well, I was on vacation this week and last week, and everyone's saying, what should we go see on Broadway? What's this Dear Evan Hansen? Tell me about Dear Evan Hansen. That's all anyone asked me
So you're
about.
saying this is the buzz. I thought you were trying to credit for The Grosses.
You
sent everyone.
I did that.
You sent everyone to the Music Box Theater. And you know, I'm not really big on like box office record breaking, because shows always love to brag about breaking records, which I don't find that impressive because
the best
ticket
Tuesday
prices keep
ever.
going up. So records are going to keep breaking.
Right.
But it was huge because the show made over $1.7 million last week, and it's the most money ever made for a show in a theater under 1,000 seats.
We'll take it.
So that's your record that they broke this week.
Well done, Dear
So
Evan
that's very exciting.
Yeah, that is.
Congratulations to all of them.
That's great.
And that's it. I'm sorry. I'm finally done. And
no, that's right. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll take a little break, and when we come back, we'll have Juliet and Earls of PUFFS.
talk, not to spur, man to man, queen to queen on a par, standing face to face.
Hi, welcome back, everybody, and we are now joined by Juliet and Earls of PUFFS. Hello there.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Studio round
Thank
of
you.
applause.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't seen PUFFS, hopefully, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's a huge hit. Tell us a little bit about the world of PUFFS.
Sure. So PUFFS takes you through all 7 years of the famous school of magic and magic, but it's not through the point of view of the famous boy wizard.
Right.
It's about the students who sit next to the famous boy wizard.
Yes, which is a genius idea.
Yeah.
Kudos to Matt
and
Cox.
specifically the Puff House, so like the
Right.
one that you really don't hear a lot about. So yeah, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and so you play Megan.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about Megan. What
Yeah.
is she like?
So Megan's a part of our version of the trio, and she wants to not be a Puff at all. She's totally rebellious, like a little goth, angsty, finding herself, doesn't know who she is, all that kind of teenage stuff that just
Right.
breaks your heart and makes you
Right.
laugh and makes you feel uncomfortable and
Totally.
all that stuff.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, but this is such a great idea, and it's been a huge hit. You guys have moved to New World Stages after the
Yeah.
Electra, right? So you've got this great space now. Were you like Megan in high school? Were you a goth, or were you
No,
super popular? I hope you weren't super popular, because
No.
I was not.
Actually, I really wasn't. I was like goody two shoes, straight A student, was always a theater kid.
Right.
I wouldn't say I was popular, but like I got along with everybody.
Oh, good.
I would like to think.
I'm sure.
So,
Yeah.
I'm the opposite of Megan, which makes it really fun. I think I've always had a little bit of an edge growing up. I'm a little bit not like prissy or something.
Right.
And that's where I really feel in line with her. I feel at home.
And were you a fan of the Potter books, those famous Potter books?
Yeah.
You were.
Grew up with them. I think that was the most amazing thing about those books is that we were waiting for the books to come out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
yes.
like that was, in the way that movies, that kind of brought back the book in a
absolutely.
great way. I remember going to late night book.
Yeah. Did you dress up? Did you?
I did not, but my best
okay.
friend is a super Harry
Harry
fan,
fan?
and her picture is still posted on different journals because she dressed up and she had like a Dobby that she brought.
Nice.
So
it was a big,
a big thing amongst friends for sure.
Right. So when you first read this play, what did you just laugh out loud hysterically? Like what sold you on wanting to be a part of this?
Well, first of all, one of my good friends, Matt Cox, wrote it.
The writer, yes.
And
Genius.
really, and I've seen his work before, and he's written other things that I thought were true theater magic. Like, let's make a duct tape sword and the whole audience is in love with it and buying it. That kind of stuff. I'm just sitting there like, this is, what makes theater amazing.
Exactly, yeah.
So when he told me like, hey, Julie, I'm writing this play called PUFFS, can you do the reading of it? Like, just like, the first few stages of it, I was like, yes.
Right.
And I've been with it ever since. And it's just, been with it for 2 years, plus 2 years, and it's been amazing to see it grow.
Yeah, that's so great. We're so happy for its success. It's so awesome.
Thank you.
Now, from what I read something that your dreams of performing began when you got on a table and you sang the Barney "I Love You" song,
That
right?
is absolutely
right. I don't think I've heard a better entrance story.
Yeah.
But no, really, was performing something you were always going to do? Was it in the blood from the beginning, or?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. The story goes that I hopped onto my grandfather's pool table and I started singing. And I was like, "I love you," the whole thing. And my mom was like, "I gotta put her in theater classes or something. Like, I can't ignore this." and I've really been doing it since I was little.
Right. And you went to Boston University,
I
right?
I
so
did.
How was your experience there?
Oh,
Did
I
you
loved
love it?
BU. I loved BU, and also James in our cast went to BU as well.
Oh, no way. Did you know each other
We
then?
didn't. We just missed each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Great training.
And you're also a big health and fitness enthusiast, is that right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
is that something that you got started to, like, I mean, if you're a performer, you have to maintain, this is your living. Was it started from there or just always into sort of staying in shape? Something I can't relate to.
Truthfully, I never played sports growing up because I was always a theater kid, truth be told. But when I was getting ready to graduate from BU, I was thinking, all right, like what's my side job going to be when I'm, hitting the pavement? And
it's a big lesson to learn if you're an aspiring. Yeah,
it's part of it.
Right.
And my aunt actually is the COO of Exhale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a little plug in there for Exhale.
Yeah.
And so I've always been involved with the company, and I was like, maybe I'll become a teacher. And sure enough, it's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Is teaching, and so then that's when fitness really became more of a part of my life, and it's just.
But it's very important. I mean, and for maintaining your instrument. And all of that,
for sure.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of people asking lots of questions, so let's get started. Some of these. So Alec would like to know if you're excited for a play you may have heard of called The Cursed Child that's coming out next year, coming to Broadway. Are you excited about that?
Yeah. First, I mean, how could you not be?
Right.
How could you not be?
Right. Bradley would like to know what is your dream musical theater role?
Oh, okay.
So Puffs is a play. It's not a musical. It's a comedy.
But
like you're also like, are you interested in doing musical theater?
Yeah. I'm definitely a singer. Definitely contemporary stuff. I see myself in Spring Awakening.
Oh,
I mean,
so good.
I'm just listening to actually Hamilton because someone tagged me for the ham hashtag thing going on. So Angelica Schuyler is something that I would love to do.
Absolutely.
I played the witch in high school. I was the witch
okay.
into the woods. I mean, maybe that's a little bit when I'm older.
Yeah, a little later.
But
that's
a great acting role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you able to see many of the other shows when you're busy with the show you're in, or do you?
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's really hard.
It conflicts. It's hard to find the right lineup time.
What's something you've seen recently that you really enjoyed?
I just saw The Play That Goes Wrong.
Oh, so funny. I loved this.
Yeah.
I loved that play.
And especially now being in Puffs and it's a comedy. It's kind of similar, obviously different, but the comedy is so technical.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't,
and it's taken for granted.
It's taken for granted. Like, that show is to a T.
Yeah.
And bam, 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 one after the other.
To the millisecond.
So that was truly like, wow. And they did it 8 times a week. I think
insane.
That's really insane.
The best make it look easy, but it is the hardest. And to repeat that every night is just, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Absolutely crazy. So speaking of the Potter books, what magic house of those do you think Julie would belong in?
Yes. So I've been put into Brave most often. Yeah. I mean, I definitely have Puff tendencies, don't get me wrong.
Right, but
but that seems to be what I'm always put into.
Who is your favorite Potter character?
Oh, Hermione, without
Absolutely,
a doubt. I actually reread the books working on Puffs, and that was so fascinating as an adult to reread the books. And I'm reading being like, what would these boys could not have gotten through everything without
absolutely.
her. And especially in the last book when Ron leaves and it's just Harry and her, I'm like, she knew that there was a bigger thing at stake here and let the love go. It's like, that's a really big deal.
Absolutely. I feel like you can tell a lot about a person when you ask them who their favorite character is. And if it isn't Hermione, I don't know what's going on with you.
Get the
Absolutely. Absolutely. So David is familiar with some of your other work, and he would like to know, what's your favorite memory from doing Romeo and Juliet?
Wow.
Yeah, well done.
Oh my goodness, that was my first.
David Coronado. Yes.
Damn, I'm really floored. That was my first role out of college with Actors Shakespeare Project in Boston. My favorite memory, right?
He asked about it. Your favorite memory. Yes.
Well, I think what's when a role is so iconic like that. you feel so much pressure to make it something,
Totally. Yeah.
period, like something,
Right.
period, and just like
Right.
move people. I remember doing talkbacks for it, and people kind of feeling like the story came back to life for them. That was
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
you know, when you get, I think that's the thing I love most about theater is it really does bring people together.
Oh, totally.
And,
yeah.
you know, hearing people be moved by the story again was something that was very memorable. You know, kind of the first gig out of school being like,
Right,
what,
to
you know,
have
here I am
that
deciding to
fear.
do this. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay, this is why I'm
to
doing
get
this.
that kind of positive feedback, it makes you feel like, all right, I'm
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
right,
yeah.
I'm on the right journey here.
So that was lovely.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
This is a favorite question among all of these.
Yep.
Everyone would love to know a funny onstage
Yes.
mishap you've had.
Oh
in
my
Puffs.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, let me just say that. So the cast has been with each other for 2 years,
Right.
and we're actually, you know, so grateful. We're all friends, and we all hang out, and we have a good time. So half the time, it's like all of us are trying not to break because we're laughing at something that someone did new that night.
Right.
But the biggest mishap I would have to say is it was on our closing weekend at the Electra.
Okay.
We were sharing the theater with another show, and I guess they'd put in a new light or something. Way early on in the show, suddenly this light comes down from the ceiling, and you know we're all like, "What the hell is that?" Like it was also like the theater being like, "Oh, bye." So you know the light came down. We're all like laughing, but also nervous. We're like, "What?" You know. James, our Cedric, is tall, so we're like, if that light doesn't somehow magically come back up to the ceiling, he's going to hit his head.
Intimately associated.
You know, so the light came up, right? We're like, oh, okay, phew. The scene's going on. It came back down again. Like it was legit, actually, the play that goes wrong. It was like, is this real life?
We're
right
trying
now?
it out. Yeah, exactly.
That was a major onstage mishap.
All right. I was actually going to ask you this as well. I'm happy that David once again brought this up. Your resume and your special skills, you mentioned something called Botox face.
Yes.
Is this something you can demonstrate, or could you explain exactly what this is?
Botox. Can't show emotion for another half an hour.
That's fantastic. Yes, thank you. Thank you, David, for moving that along for us as well. Let's see. Any role on Broadway that you could play right now, what would it be?
Oh my God, on Broadway right now. Oh my goodness.
Big pressure question. That's so many. They're just...
You know, so much stuff is like new on Broadway. Right now. I'm like, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't been able to see too much.
Yeah,
So
and
busy.
what? I mean, well, you know, let's dream big. Put me into Angelica Schuyler.
Yeah, there you go. You know what?
Yeah,
Say it,
let's
put it
say
out
it,
there.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Donna just wants you to know that she absolutely loved Puffs.
Oh,
so,
good,
yes,
good.
you are one of many, Donna. Yes. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much, Julie,
Thank
for coming and
you,
talking to us.
thank
Go
you.
see Puffs at New World Stages. You won't regret it. You'll have a blast. Thank you so much for coming to see us. Come back and see us again soon.
Yeah, I would love to.
Have a good night, everybody.